This really is as close as it gets for these lucky few. From a photographer who almost lost his head to a motorist who narrowly escaped being pancaked, first we have this man that was lucky that his mistake did not cost him his life. Man on the wrong side of the tracks. Everybody knows that you shouldn't stand on the yellow tiles next to the train tracks, but this man, visibly intoxicated from the football game that just ended, wasn't minding where he was standing. This was the Bay Area Rapid Transit Station in Oakland Coliseum, and there were thousands of people trying to get home. The man then fell and misstepped past the yellow line and fell onto the tracks, just as a train was about to pull into the station. Lucky for him though, Bar Transportation Supervisor John O'Connor was on the scene. He jumped into action and grabbed the man by his upper body and pulled him clear of the train just in time. His quick thinking saved the drunk football fan. Another video shows the lucky victim hugging his rescuer. John O'Connor was a 24-year veteran who had been doing crowd control duty during the busy post-game commute. His entire team encounters personal accidents like this one on the daily and are all trained to leap to action quickly. He's lucky that he was spotted, because if he was 1 second late, it'd be far too late for him. Landing plane almost beheads a man. Sometimes we'll do anything for that perfect shot, even if it's possibly death-defying. That's exactly what Mackie JD had in mind when he went on vacation in the Caribbean island of St. Bartholomew. He set up his camera by an airstrip famous for the low-flying approach of its planes. For a bit of a side note, his day job was a risk assessor, and little did he know that he was in a risky accident situation waiting to happen. Planes that are starting their descent are typically about 25 feet from the ground. The one he had his eyes set on was flying even closer than normal to the ground though. The extended landing gear of the plane almost hit his head as he squatted to dodge it. In true photographer fashion, this brush with death did not deter his quest for the perfect photo though. He quickly turned around and continued to shoot away at the landing plane. He later found out how close of a call it truly was. The plane had left a tire mark on his finger actually. His wife wasn't too happy with him, but hey, gotta give him props. Reporter almost gets mauled by a lion. When you're sent on an assignment at Wildlife Park in Africa, you gotta make the most out of it. That's what Charlie Starner Smith of the Daily Telegraph did when he said yes to entering a lion's cage at the Lion Sanctuary in Limpopo Province. He was in South Africa to make tourism videos, but decided to go meet the lion at his own risk. Trainer Ari assured him that everything would be fine and that all he had to do was not show his fear to the lion. Inside the cage was a 1-year-old lion who they had captured a while ago. The lion's name was Mapinpan, which meant little baby in one of the South African dialects. The lion was a newly born cub where Ari first found it wandering by the road. It was abandoned, injured, and malnourished. The lion expert then nursed the cat back to health until it was strong enough to return to the wild. Ari warned Charlie to never turn and run from a wild lion, and as they opened the cage, it first approached Charlie with friendliness. Mapinpan then began playing with Charlie at first, and then he suddenly grabbed onto his arm with his jaws. A couple of flicks of the lion's nose by Ari was enough for him to release Charlie's arm. Charlie had the urge to run, but remembered the trainer's warning. He was lucky that the lion had also used a play bite and that he was wearing a thick padded coat. Charlie walking away needing a few stitches, but everyone agrees this could have ended up much worse. Motorcyclist is Spiderman. Heroes really are among us. This motorcyclist looked like the friendly neighborhood Spiderman when he dodged certain death. This footage from another car's dash cam shows a black motorcycle slamming into the rear of another car that had changed lanes abruptly. But instead of being paced on the asphalt, the motorcyclist unintentionally somersaulted forward and landed perfectly on the roof of the car. A bit shooken up, but perfectly fine. Some people were calling this video fake because the flip looked to be so perfectly timed. Others were picking apart the supposed artifacts on the video, but the local government confirmed this incident, which had taken place on a bridge in Mogilev, a city in eastern Belarus. The video is authentic, but that motorcyclist is one lucky and very lithe man. Giant ice rock falls on town. A street cleaner was lucky to have survived death from above. CCTV cameras captured amazing footage of a large block of ice that had fallen from the sky. It narrowly missed a street cleaner in a town near London's Heathrow Airport. The incident happened early morning near the Kew Gardens station. That area was known for the busy flight path into the airport. The worker's name was Sergei Mishakov. He could hear a loud boom as the icy boulder smashed to pieces right beside him. He wasn't afraid, but knew that a direct hit would have been the end of him. Over 30 icefall incidents have been reported annually, and many other things were reported to have fallen around this town before. Some of these include frozen blue urine from airplane bathrooms and even the dead body of a stowaway passenger. Honestly, it might be the luckiest town in the world because, despite the number of close calls, no one's been reported injured or killed. Huge boulder nearly crushes a motorist. This Taiwanese motorist escaped death by the narrowest of margins, and it was all caught on video. Heavy rains from a tropical storm had battered the island for a few days, and the coastal roads were at risk for rockfalls and landslides. This particular incident happened in the southern city of Tainan. The unfortunate incident happened when the rocks on the cliffside began to break. The initial rockfall had incapacitated the white car in the video, and then a huge boulder that must have weighed hundreds of pounds was rolling towards the stopped car. It was much larger than the car and would have no doubt crushed the car and its occupants. Luckily for everyone, though, it lost its momentum just about when it was about to touch the car. Right before it hit, it teetered for a few seconds and fell back. The white car's occupants were able to come out unscathed. Lesson here is to avoid driving on dangerous roads like these during stormy seasons. You might not be as lucky as these guys. Lucky Racecar escapes a crash. At a Texas Grand Prix car race, the driver in a blue car nudged the side of the driver in the red and white car. It appeared as if the latter car was about to crash as it skidded onto the greenway. But lo and behold, the grass became a shortcut of sorts, and the red and white car managed to slice through the pack a few cars ahead. The announcers were flabbergasted at that 1,000,001 maneuver. The driver had some mad skills for cheating death, but props to the other cars as well for not crashing into this lucky driver who had taken the lead. Now it's time for the day's best pick. This would have been the most horrifying accident of a much different list, if not for sheer luck. Boy narrowly escapes a road accident. This young child was almost a goner, if not for some sheer luck. This dashcam recording shows the child dashing across a busy road while riding his scooter. The boy wasn't paying attention and had stepped out into the busy road. Good thing the cars were the opposite, or this could have turned out to be much, much worse. One had screeched to a halt and had missed the child by inches. The other one in the opposing lane had likewise stopped the car so that he wouldn't slam into the other one. Motorbiker avoids crash and finishes race. Moto3 rider Nicholas Aho was the talk of the town after he had successfully finished a race despite being off of his bike. However, as amazing as the save was, the finished number 31 rider had slowed him down. He moved out to 17th from 8th as he crossed the line on his knees. Aho's bike was about to fall during a sharp turn in the motor racing event. Nicholas had fallen off of his bike, but he was able to maintain control of the situation through his legs. Much like Fred Flintstone, he used his feet to save him from hitting the orange tire barricade in the spectators' area. He narrowly missed both by inches before returning onto the asphalt and finishing the race. He might have placed lower than expected, but finishing the race under that circumstance is still a feat you can't really sneeze at. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Theme park jumper gets lucky. This one is insanely scary. A Chinese tourist safety harness came off just as he cleared the last jump of a high-altitude gap bridge at the Wangsheng Ordovician theme park in Chongqing City. The theme park is popular with adrenaline junkies and thrill seekers because of its attractions such as the Extreme Leap, which was the exact one involved in the incident. Local government officials discovered that negligence on the part of the theme park staff was the cause of the unattached safety hook on the tourist. Footage shows the unidentified man leaping across the giant walkway that was hundreds of feet up in the air, with gaps between planks more than a foot long. As he was about to make the final jump, the rope securing him to the frame above breaks off from his safety harness. Amazingly, he still manages to clear the jump. The tourist appears to be calm throughout this ordeal, turning around and celebrating in the direction of the camera. Moments later, he realizes his luck when he holds up the broken cable with an incredulous look in his eyes. This attraction does not have a safety net, and a fall would have meant a 500-foot drop into the abyss below. Most were quick to call this a publicity stunt. The park officials came clean and said that this was an equipment malfunction. Regardless of the truth, everyone in this situation is better off if the tourist was able to survive the incident. See you all next time!